Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This, of course, is another anime reaction video. Today, we're reacting to some more Haikyuu, episode 13, which is the first part, or the end of the first half of the season, because I think it was because of COVID, that it was cut into two parts, where the second half was aired later, so I'm really curious to see how this episode is going to end, because with the last episode ending, it was very much confirmed that the Tsubakihara, the team that Karasuno went up against, lost, and I believe the second half of the episode was either Fukuro Dani or it had something to do with Hoshiyumi. I know Hoshiyumi, who was the seagull guy or something like. I think maybe we heard about the results of both of those matches. Fukuro Dani definitely went forward in nationals, and I'm pretty sure Hoshiyumi's team also went forward. So now I'm just really excited to see what's gonna happen next, going forward with this. And I wonder, and you know what, I say this, I wonder, but it probably doesn't even matter, because it doesn't really matter how this episode ends, because I'm not gonna have to wait for however long people had to wait when season 4 initially aired to see what happens next, because they obviously didn't predict that they're gonna have to split this season in half and air the second half later on in the future or something like that. So this episode's probably not going to end very satisfyingly like the end of a season would. But without further ado, we're going to get started with reaction to episode 13 of Haikyuu to the top. As always, links down in the description below will take you to the full-length uncut reaction. Go there, watch reaction, come back to YouTube to hear the discussion. Boy, am I glad that I'm watching this now when all the episodes are out and not having to wait 6 months. Because after that, oh, that's a terrible cliffhanger. I would have hated to have to wait 6 months just to get the rest of this match alone. I feel the pain. Even though it never happened to me, I can feel the pain that would have occurred there. But I kind of have mixed emotions about this episode. I'm really excited to get to the next match. But on the other hand, since not much of this episode was either getting prepared for it or this whole new relationship drama they're just kind of putting in out of nowhere. I mean, because this girl that has a crush on Tanaka, just kind of came out of nowhere. And I'm not saying, obviously I like it. I made that clear throughout the reaction. I just feel like since it was most of the episode, I don't like it as much as I could have liked it. And maybe this is because I'm only watching one episode right now, and I'm not going to be watching any more episodes for like a couple of days because of how I do this whole reaction rotation. But it just seems like, I don't know. See, I have a hard time deciding what the point of this is. Is this supposed to be just for like comedy? I think I enjoy seeing more of Tanaka's past and how he's had influence on other people despite him not really knowing it, because he's just kind of a goof that does whatever he wants. But again, it just kind of feels like it's out of nowhere. Just like out of nowhere, Furudate is just like, you know what? Tanaka's not really had very much development. Let's just throw in some and I don't know how it's gonna go in the future, because it seems like they're kind of setting it up to be something that happens in the future, but it might not. You know what I mean? It's hard to tell right now, because it could either just be this one-off like comedy thing, but it could also be this long-term deal where Tanaka it might just be like a serious lesson by the end of it on how you shouldn't worship people, because that's kind of what Tanaka does with Kyoko. Kind of worships her as a holier than himself type thing. And so maybe that'll be part of like a character arc, is he instead goes for this girl who genuinely cares about him and likes him, instead of chasing after someone who doesn't seem to have any kind of interest whatsoever. Like I said, Tanaka seemed like the last person to have a romance subplot. I did not expect that. Again, to be fair, I wasn't expecting a romance subplot from any character, but Tanaka least of all. So I don't really, I won't try to guess what Haruichi Furudate was thinking when they wrote this subplot, because I can never say. But it seems like they were just like, oh yeah, I forgot, we've been giving we gave backstory to Enoshita, who is a side character that didn't appear very much beforehand and hasn't done very much after his development. And to be fair, I loved Enoshita's backstory. But it just seemed like they realized, oh, I've been giving backstory to a lot of side characters that don't appear very often afterwards. Maybe I should give more character development to some of the people that are starters on the team. And Furudate would be a good one, or not Furudate, Tanaka would be a good one for me to do. How do I do this? I don't know, I'll just put in romance there, why not? It just seems random to me. So, going forward, we'll see how this actually plays out. I'm hopeful for Tanaka. I hope he's happy. Tanaka's one of my favorite guys. I like him a lot. He's a cool dude. I would be friends with him if he were real. I think I would. But yeah. Other than that, I'm curious because again, I would have expected more like romantic development between Hinata and Yachi, because at least based in season 2 there was a bit of at least one-sided, you know, on Yachi's side of a sort of romantic connection type thing, and I think it's not, because it's usually never in shonen anime and manga explicitly said what the main character, or what any of the character's sexuality is. It's usually never outright stated ever. It's just usually heavily implied at most, and it was slightly implied that at the very least Hinata's interested in girls. So I would have expected that, or development in a romantic thing with Daichi and I forget her name, but the girl at the Karasuno's, the short-haired girl at Karasuno's girl volleyball team, because there was a bit of that in season 1 or 2, one of the seasons, and at some point she also gave him a charm and she was like blushing, and I think he was blushing too. So again, I would have expected that more, so, but I guess because, and again, I guess because they've had more development than Tanaka has, when Furudate was brainstorming ideas for Tanaka's character development, after at long last they decided maybe we should include some sort of romance thing, because why not? And to be fair, it was cute for a while until that weird misunderstanding that just kind of came out of nowhere as well. But it was nice to see. It was nice to see some of the other moments with them just kind of being awkward around each other, and I do like, even though it's probably been done to death like a million times, I do kind of like that whole dynamic of the girl who's not confident in herself and like the loud brash guy coming together, and then helping the guy helping the girl learn to be. I think you get what I'm trying to say. I'm bad at explaining things, but that's pretty much all I had to say about this episode. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn notifications on so you don't miss a single upload in the future. Thank you once again for watching. Peace.